What's up, YouTube? Dialed Sportsman here. Today we're talking about a versus battle. We're doing the FN 509 versus the HK VP9. I want to start off by saying these are both great options. I really like both of these pistols, but there are definitely some minor differences. So let's jump into it. First off, the slide. Both of these firearms have serrated slides all the way throughout, back here, up here, back here, up here. So gripping them is really great to rack the slide. Really do like that. They're both similar in size as well. As you can see, I also have Surefire Light on here on both of them. Shout out to Surefire, big fan. And just so you guys know, this is a regular HK VP9. I really like it. This one does not have the slide cut, whereas this one right here is a FN 509 MRD LE version. So the LE version, they produced a surplus for law enforcement, and the difference between this versus a regular 509 model, the biggest differences are this one has a flat face trigger, okay? It's slide cut, as well as suppressor high sights. So hope you guys can see that, but it has tritium rear and tritium front raised sights. So it is not a standard 509 model, a little bit different than the standard one for those reasons. However, since they did make a surplus of these, I do think you guys out there can find one. I really do like it. I'm happy with those extra features. The trigger is really nice. Difference between this and say the 509 Tactical is a non-threaded barrel. Okay, so for me, I don't care about that so much, but for you, you might. So you might want to consider the 509 Tactical model for that threaded barrel. Okay, guys, so now that we have those differences laid out, continuing with this review here. So one thing that is unique too about this slide, well, not this one here, but if you look on the HK, it has these little wings out right here to better grip when you are charging it backward. And that little feature is really nice. I do really like that. So it makes the firearm overall a little bit wider, but nothing too crazy. And it really does help here and there with charging the slide. Okay, guys, other differences between these two firearms right here is obviously non-slide cut, slide cut, and I'm running a Leopold Delta Point red dot on here, Delta Point Pro. Okay, moving on here. So they both do have an ambidextrous slide release. So right here and right here on each side, each of them do have that. That's standard. Something that's a little bit unique about the HK is if you look right here, this is the mag drop on the HK, and it is on both sides, ambidextrous. So you push that down right here, whereas this FN only has it on my dominant side. I think you can flip that or possibly get a part. It does not have it on this side here. I am right-hand dominant, so not having it on my right side is fine. I actually prefer that because I do have an FN 502 as well. And this one has ambi, so on each side. And as a right-handed shooter, sometimes when I'm gripping super hard, I actually grip so hard that I push down and drop the mag with my dominant hand. It hasn't happened often, but it has happened. So that might be something that you guys want to watch out for depending on what FN model you're looking at. So definitely take that into consideration. Okay, so now moving on to the grip. So the FN has a very texturized grip. I do like all this texturing up here for my front fingers when I'm gripping it, and it will come with a couple different backstrap options too. It looks pretty cool, and it is very, very grippy. If we are looking at the HK, it's a little less grippy, but with these finger grooves, normally I'm not a finger groove guy, but it feels like it's supposed to be in your hand. It feels like you're never supposed to put this thing down. It fits in your hand phenomenally. Honestly, just the grip alone makes me feel like I can control the firearm so well, because not only this front grip here, but this back strap, it comes with a couple back straps just the same as the FN. So you can make it protrude outward to fit the palm swell of your hand a little bit. Additionally, it has, it's hard to see, but right here, there's a little square piece that is interchangeable as well to make the gun wider or skinnier too. So if you have big hands or prefer an oversized grip or whatever, you can really customize how this grip feels out the box. So I actually prefer the smallest back strap and one of the skinnier setups as far as width goes, because I have pretty large hands, long fingers. And when I have this set up, I can get my fingers all the way around and really, really grip this sucker and have great control. So not that this one is bad. You know, I can grip this one as well, pretty well. It's not as blocky as, say, a Glock or something. But man, this is just like a whole nother level. Even without the texturing, like quite as aggressive of texturing, I don't really care about that so much, just because I can grip it so well, and it is phenomenal. All right, guys, while we're talking about grip, both of these have roughly a 18-ish degree grip. If we're going to compare that to, say, a 1911, which is a 18-degree grip, you would probably want to consider these pistols to, if you prefer 1911 grip angles. And the reason why I mention that is because a Glock grip angle will be much more aggressive. So you'll be angling your hand down more. Glocks are roughly 22 degrees depending on which model, whereas all of these are right at about 18. That couple degrees definitely does make a difference. Every time I pick up a Glock and go to shoot it, I end up shooting it high, just because naturally the way I grip and what I'm trained to is more of this right here. So more of the 1911 grip. I would say that even the VP9 might feel a little bit more of an aggressive cut this way. Maybe just slightly, just because of how the flaring comes out right here. So if you guys like that, I would say this is the most aggressive option as far as like flat. So okay, guys, and other than that, we can talk about, you know, different models of both of these may come with the optics cut up top, different sight options as well, depending on which 509 and which VPN you're looking at. So that's pretty standard across the board. I want to mention too, there are very few options out there, but they do exist for the VP9 if you want the push button mag drop right here instead of the paddle. I personally actually really do like the paddle. It's something that you can train on and learn up and get up to speed very, very quickly. So I wouldn't say let that be a deterrent unless you absolutely know you do not like that. Okay, guys, let's talk about triggers. So if you're looking at the VP9 trigger, right out the gate for a polymer lower striker firearm, the trigger's so good. It's just gotten better right out the gate. I loved how this trigger is, and I'll go ahead and ghost it for you guys really quick. You know, maybe you can, maybe you've had a Glock and you've customized a lot of triggers and messed with that, but you know, I don't know if you guys have done that and gone down that route and then your reliability kind of got messed up. But for you know, combat or full-size carry gun that is striker fired, the trigger is amazing. So let's go ahead and ghost that for you guys. So you hit a couple stages before you get to the wall, but it's not gritty. And reset. Okay, so very short, very crisp. I would say 5-ish pounds. And FN is really good too, but like I mentioned, guys, this is the LE version that has the flat face. If you're looking at the tactical or standards, they have a little bit more of the bow or curve here. So that might alter the trigger a little bit. If you guys search around, you might be able to find one of these still. I was looking a little bit earlier and it seems like they're still out there in the ether. But, you know, I don't know how big of a difference this flat face will ultimately make for you guys. So, but let's go ahead and ghost this one too. Okay, so to get to the take up, a little less. Feel a little bit of grit, but nothing too crazy. And okay, so reset. Okay, so pretty good too. I'm gonna give the edge to the HK on that one, even though this is a kind of special edition, not really model on the 509 here. I still say the HK takes it on that one. So, okay guys, so major difference between these two, you can see that this one here is optics cut. This one is not. So let's talk about final thoughts here and wrap things up. So final thoughts here. Which one is better? Well, it's kind of hard to honestly say because I really, really like this gun, shooting it with the red dot, specifically this Delta Point Leopold. And if you are considering this one, it fits directly on the slide with a little insert piece down here. I think almost most other models will have to run a plate, so it'll raise it up a little bit and it won't be directly on the slide. For this one, I don't know because I don't have it, the slide cut. I know there's a lot of different options for the slide cut model, but I have to say, oh man, I like shooting this one more because of the red dot. However, if this one was cut right here and did have a red dot, I think I would prefer this one just a touch more. I like them both a lot. This one being the VP9, obviously. I like them both a lot. It's very, very tight, very close, but for me right now, I'm going to give the edge to this with the way it's set up exactly right here with, you know, the slide release on one side. I don't like it on the ambi setting personally, with the trigger I have, with the raised sights and the red dot. If I had the same setup on this one, I would give the edge to this, but it's really, really close. I have to say too, when I first got the 509, and when I went to rack it and I shot it for the first time, I was kind of disappointed. But that's kind of normal after I got a few hundred rounds through it. everything loosened up a little bit, and I came around to liking it a lot more. However, the HK, I liked it right out of the box, and it's just gotten better and better. Just probably because I can shoot it better after training with it so much. So guys, if you do decide to go with the 509, it's a really good option. If you're not particularly pleased with it right out of the box, give it a little bit of time, and hopefully you'll be able to warm up to it. Also, what's really nice about the 509 is you can look at some peanut butter colored options like this one right here, which is pretty sweet. So, but yeah, guys, I hope that information helps you out. It's a tough choice if you prefer one particular brand to another. Then I would say just go with your brand loyalty. It is what it is. We're all a little biased in some ways. I got these guns not too far apart, so I wouldn't say that I'm brand loyal over HK versus FN. That's not really it for me. It's just the fact of the matter is I think this, for me, performs a little bit better in some of the features I'm looking for, although I do like this one a little bit more with the red dot and overall setup. So it's close, it's tough. Also, if you're on the fence between the two, see what you can get or what's accessible to you easily, and also, you know, what you'll think you'll be happy with most, and price. So those are all big factors. And ultimately, guys, I don't think you're making a bad move. These can be had for not much more than most of your Glock models nowadays. So I'd say if you're on the fence, just go for it. You're going to be happy. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Dialed Sportsman channel. If you guys like this video, feel free to jump on board and subscribe. I have many more videos like this coming down the road to help you guys out. And feel free to shoot me a like as well. It really helps support this channel and the 2A community overall. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and take care.